So, TJ.
Yes, sir.
The Dallas Cowboys have held their pre-draft press conference. Jerry Jones was asked about the report that he is infatuated by and with Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
And that has informed much of our conversation since.
Much of yours, yeah.
Well, I know. And you trying to, ask if the Jets are really sure what they're going to take, as if you're trying
Just
to sow
question,
doubt
Rich.
in my mind.
Just a
I have
question.
taken that parry and thrust it back in your direction with, well, maybe the Cowboys should trade up for Kyle Pitts because that's what Jerry would want to do. He's infatuated by and with, and that he knows that, you want to win a championship, you could win it 40-30 or 40-20 something or whatever. Certainly if you got Dak and you got Zeke and you got Amari and you got Gallup and you got CD and now here comes Pitts.
Or Blake Jarwin.
With Blake Jarwin. It's a double tight end set. I don't know how many people you can actually have on a field, who can catch a ball. With 5 offensively, you need 6. But anyway, long story short, Jerry was asked about this very question. Put up on the screen, Don. Michael Gelkin, who covers the Cowboys for the Dallas Morning News, said Jones said it was, quote unquote, not legitimate to say he is infatuated with Pitts, considers that description a, quote unquote, distortion of his thinking. We're not going to spend inordinate value to trade up for Pitts.
Sorry, TJ.
So what he's saying is there's a chance still.
What he's saying is I am going to make everyone understand that when the sensible thing is done, it's with my approval. When the sensible thing is done, it is, in fact, a lockstep conversation and planned by the Dallas Cowboys. And it is also a way to lob a message into Atlanta's Flowery Branch, Georgia headquarters to Terry Fontenot. That's too much. They've inquired.
Oh, you got to do your due diligence, Rich.
Terry, that's way too much. We're not biting on that.
I don't have the patience to jack with you today.
That's exactly
Uncle
As a matter of fact, that's a Rich Eisen Show exclusive.
That's mighty how it went
This
down.
is what he told Terry Fontenot, and Terry's like, that'll cost you a few ones, maybe a 2.
Yep.
I don't have a patience to jack with you.
We're going to get a good player. That's all I know.
Well, Daniel Jeremiah believes that Patrick Surtain will not be on the board. You want the second best corner? You want the best linebacker?
Look, we lost the linebacker.
What do you want?
Look,
what do you want?
Look, I might be privy to
Doesn't matter. See, you're totally undiscerning. You just want a defensive player.
No,
you want a defensive player. It does not care. You haven't seen any of their film. You don't care.
Yeah, I've
You just
never
wanna
seen
hear-
Micah Parsons play football from Penn State.
You just know. You're not a Micah Parsons expert, right?
Well,
No, I'm not an expert on anything, but I've watched the man. I got Penn State right there. I've seen him play. But here's the deal. I might know more than I'm letting on, and I just can't, much like Price is Right, maybe I just can't say anything.
What do you mean? You have an in with the Dallas Cowboys?
Look, man, I may have already said too much. So
This guy.
I may have already said too much.
Hold on a second. Is there a new scout on the Cowboys in their department named Wilmer Valderrama? Did your boy Wilmer come up with that?
He's more
Did Ashton reach out on behalf of the Bears for something?
I mean,
how do you know what's going on in the Cowboys organization that you're playing like the cat that ate the canary?
I've been a fan for years, and I know some people. And
From Monaco to El Segundo.
I just might know some stuff. I might not know some stuff too, but
what is he saying over there?
Nothing. That's the point. He's saying nothing. He's saying
over there?
Nothing.
Let's go Cowboys. That's
Boy,
what
the
I'm
game
saying.
of cat and mouse. That's why these pressers are so, as Daniel said, 2/3 of them are like, you haven't learned. What are you going to learn? What do you learn? But a lot of it is counterintelligence. They could have just hung up from Terry Fontenot, and Terry's like, from the Falcons asking for way too much. They are. What's the phrase that paid right there? They're not trading. We're not going to spend inordinate value, but there is a value that they would.
It's a good one. That's a good fantasy
I'm
name.
just saying
Inordinate value.
Yep.
Brockman,
That's
I
great.
don't believe anything because why would you tip your hand at all?
That's why it's lying season.
Yeah.
It's not lying season. It's also sending a message season. Hey, Terry, that's inordinate in our estimation. That last conversation we had.
Much.
What
Too
does
much.
that mean exactly?
I mean, too much.
I don't know. Would you he probably wants at least a 1.
I think
He wants the 10th
obviously,
overall
yeah,
pick. If they're going to trade from 4
excessive.
all the
Yeah.
way down to 10,
Pick flip
he
out of
wants a
1.
1 next year.
Yeah.
So I took that to mean, Rich, because inordinate is excessive, that they did make the call, obviously.
Yes.
They kind of made some offers. They want a little too much. Now, maybe we're saying that we're willing to offer you something, but not all of that.
Yeah, Terry, the whole concept, it was a total distortion that I'm infatuated with Kyle Pitts.
Yeah. I mean, I
total
like him.
distortion, and it's just, inordinate value is not what we're interested in giving up.
Much like what I just said, that told us
There is
nothing.
the Falcons have traded the pick. The Dallas Cowboys are now on the clock. Oh my God.
my gosh.
Literally, if you had to ask me, Rich, go ahead.
Hey, Rich, what would make your Thursday night
Thank you, Chris.
just
You know
even
where I'm
that
going.
much better?
You know where I'm going. Because even the absolute dream scenario as a host of an NFL draft for a 17th time.
How many?
17th
Oh my
time.
gosh, that's just so tremendous.
I can't
That's a
even,
lot.
there aren't enough, there are not enough genie lamps for me to rub to combine the amount of wishes for Trevor Lawrence to not be drafted first overall. That would be just the shocker of all shockers, okay? And I understand what you and the rest of the country are looking forward to is to see the Jets not choose Zach Wilson, okay?
I'm just
All
saying.
right, so
It's so funny that Zach's kind of an afterthought now.
So
Like,
I'm
really
trying
about
to,
it.
I'm just trying to stay within the scope of reality and this hypothetical that we're attempting here, right?
By all means.
Okay.
By all means.
Please do.
Third overall would be what? The Niners, for you, draft somebody other than a quarterback because then everyone will start texting me, get ready to
Well,
eat a
yeah,
sweatshirt.
'cause you're gonna be eating
But that's
that
not
gross
going to happen.
sweatshirt.
That won't happen. There won't be a trade either. It would be somebody other than Mac Jones being drafted, which would be,
That would be pretty
whoa,
surprising,
because then
yeah.
you'll start seeing Mac Jones maybe drop or maybe somebody would trade up to go get.
Right.
So, out of all the realistic possibilities of what I could possibly wish for as the host of a broadcast that is 3 days long and
Here we
19
go.
gajillion hours
Very long. It's very
that part of my job will be to make sure everybody stays tuned in after all the quarterback drama subsides. If I could choose, the words would be,
Here we go.
the Falcons have traded the 4th pick. The Dallas Cowboys are now on the clock. I would absolutely sign for that right now. And you know,
I'm getting a
sitting
face
in the
from-
corner, you know that that's entirely possible.
Yeah.
And that's more possible than the Jets not choosing Zach, and certainly that Trevor's not a Jaguar, or the Niners saying somebody other than Mac Jones is their choice. Oh, baby. Would that just be chef's kiss? A chef's kiss.
Let's put up a little poll here.
But maybe you should check with your source to see how possible that is.
Let me hold up a second.
Okay. There it is. There's your source.
I'm
There's your
just saying.
source.
I didn't
It's
want to
Jerry
say.
himself. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.